Hello, everyone, and welcome to Revolution Esports. We here at Revolution are excited to bring you another awesome season of Overwatch. This will be our third season, but really our sixth. I'm Maddie here today with Dom, our fellow caster, and Shape, our lovely producer. So far this season, we've had a couple close games in this Division 3, but today we're going to be seeing a matchup between none other than Waypoint Opacity and Wasted Potential. So it's going to be an interesting game here.
Yeah, these teams are looking good. They've improved a lot, and this is gonna be a close match.
No, yeah, for sure. And we're actually going to be kicking things off here on Busan, Mecha Base to start. We're going to be seeing a bit of a Ryan Zarya look for either side so far anyways. Obviously, things are subject to change. You can change heroes anytime in the spawn room before the match. But with 10 seconds to go, it's looking more and more likely that we'll be seeing these Ryan mirrors coming out here. But we're actually going to be seeing a Diva over on the Wasted Potential side. At least I believe that's Wasted Potential. It is, I'm sorry, Waypoint Opacity actually would be running the Diva here as we get set to get going. So a bit of a split fight here, actually. They're going to be taking the opposite ends of the high ground, and it's really going to be all about who can drop first and get on point. But with the Diva and Zarya difference, it could be interesting. You're actually going to see the Tracer flank coming out from the left side, though. Hanjo only trying to put some poke down, but Whole Camera actually going to be pushing up towards main, and that could put Waypoint in a tough spot here. Bit of a Lucio flank coming out from Apollo, and he's just trying to get some damage coming out, but Xiao is actually going to find a pick on a Bagel Fire, and in the meantime, Siren picking up Whole Camera. So, a bit of a trade coming through, but a Rhine versus a Hanzo missing is a very big difference here. Not having a tank for the point fight might be rough, so it's going to be up to Soccer Slayer to take advantage of that here on the Rhine. Right on point here. Nothing too crazy, just a bit of poke coming through, but you're actually going to see the pulse bomb come out from Hanjo only, and that was a quick one. So Soccer Slayer, he's going to go down, and Cleo on the McCree picking out good Apollo. So a bit of a trade coming through, and Siren to find Whole Camera as well. So it actually looks like Waypoint Opacity, yeah, they will get the first cap here. They're just going to this one up nicely.
Yeah, Waypoint Opacity is going to come out with a win on that first fight, and it's looking good for them as they have high noon for the next fight. Bomb and the never mind.
Potentially, so Wasted Potential might be actually coming back into this one as Soccer Slayer.
And there it is.
Point, and yeah, Soccer Slayer rather will actually be going down, getting slayed himself, and we will be seeing the nano boost coming out here for the next fight from Waypoint Opacity. However, 3 ults, almost 4 or 5 on this side of I don't know how to get wow. Wait,
here comes the high noon. And there it is, it's a 2K.
Cleo, yeah.
Oh, the counter slow moment, it's huge.
They're coming through as well.
Pulse bomb comes down. There's only 2 members left on the point. See if they can do anything. Oh, and there it is. The Moore is just going to reset. And there we go. That's a flip.
Waypoint Opacity definitely finding that cap there for sure with a convincing fight win. Actually not electing to use the nano boost. However, we did see a couple ults come out over on the Wasted Potential side. So it will be the Grab Dragon combo, however, coming out from Wasted Potential. So
yeah, Wasted's going to have the ult advantage here. See how this fight goes. Oh, and Bagel Fire finds the pick on Shio.
2 teams that start with W, confusing the heck out of me here, but either way, the fight will be breaking out. Whole Camera.
Nana.
Poking at each other, but the nano boost on the Rhine, it's actually going to give them a bit of an edge here, and they're going to be pushing forward with that one here. Doing some poke for now, nothing crazy breaking out quite yet, but you will be seeing a very charged up.
Here comes the grab.
And yeah, the grab coming out, so the Dragon to follow up on that one, that's going to find a couple picks here, so it's definitely going to be looking like a good push opportunity for Wasted Potential as they break through here. Grundy going down, so it'll be a bit of a stagger fight here on the point. You're just trying to stall as much time as possible if you are away from the path.
This is looking good for Wasted Potential. They still have the beat, the pulse bomb, and they came out with that fight win.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if you're looking at right now at just some of the ultimates that might be coming up for this retake here on the side of Waypoint Opacity, you're going to be seeing the Diva Bomb and possibly the Shatter and the High Noon as well. So it's all about how they combo those ultimates to get back into this one.
Lucio.
Early Grundy. Oh, not quite though. Whole Camera, nice block there, but Hanjo only in the meantime going to pick out Siren and good Apollo to find another pick as well. So it's going to be looking like a good fight here for Wasted Potential. They're going to be pushing in a couple picks up here, and Chow going to be taking down Soccer Slayer, Whole Camera to finish off Grundy. So yeah, for sure, another fight win and a convincing hold here for Wasted Potential.
Wasted Potential is going to have the slam coming into this fight, but that's about it. Other than that, Waypoint Opacity is going to have the ult advantage.
Yeah, just the high noon nano boost coming out here, and Hulkhammer trying to lock this one down, but the nano McCree coming out actually, and this could be doing some massive damage. Yeah, Hulkhammer's gonna fall, and now the push up coming through as well. So post AJ, he's gonna be forced to back up on the point here as the push will be coming through. And without your Reinhardt, it's gonna be so hard to hold a point in a fight like this. Wasted Potential has a very, very good opportunity here potentially to come back into this though, because Hanjo only will be finding the counter pick on the Soccer Slayer, but Bagel Fire in the meantime picking out Chow, and the beat's gonna come through here. Waypoint Opacity, 2 picks up in this fight as Bagel Fire is going to take down Creighton, and we'll be seeing just a bit of a breakout under the point. Good Apollo will be demecking Grundy, but the grab coming through, that will find 2. Bagel Fire picking Alfonso as well, so still trades coming through for now, but it's looking like Waypoint Opacity is actually going to come out with the win here. They will get the cap. The fight's still going down though. Chow still trying to find some good angles here on the side, but it's really just looking like it's just him, so should be a pretty clean hold here for Waypoint Opacity.
Both teams are going to have some ults online. You got the Nano Boost and the Dragon on the side of the... Sorry, what's the team name? Waypoint Opacity. 2 W names, of course.
Yeah, the 2 W names really screwing us up on the first map. We will get used to it as the series goes on, however. Rookie casters. But either way, Grundy slamming in there. The shatter, huge, so that's a big shatter, yeah, and the Dragon to follow up on that one as well, but the nano boost on the Soccer Slayer
Dragon
might make a big deal, but Chow, he's gonna find 2 picks here, but they have to get on the point here, as the flip actually did come through for Wasted Potential, and Hulkhammer trying to do some damage here on point on the Soccer Slayer and just finish this one off, and they're actually gonna be surrounding Soccer Slayer, but the Ana heals from Wacko up top, doing a really good job of keeping Soccer up here, and you're gonna see the picks start to come in because of that. Waypoint Opacity actually managing to mount a pretty good defense here, and maybe potentially flip this one back, as Soccer Slayer will be taking out Hulkhammer. We'll get good Apollo winning the Lucio duel as well, and this is just a close fight on the point for now, but you're actually going to see Post AJ get isolated and killed, the ball taking him out there, so point nano boost coming out once again. Soccer Slayer going to get charged up here. This might be the 3rd one of the round. Wacko's been pouring these ones out, and Soccer Slayer, he's actually is going to fall, so Wasted Potential, they're starting to find the picks that they need to clean this one up. The Coalescence to come out as well, and that should be the nail in the coffin, but maybe not quite, as you're still going to be seeing some stall come out from Grundy, trying to just stall this point out as much as possible, and Hulkhammer looking to shut that one down. The grab's going to come out as well, and that will be locking it down. So first round of Mecha Base is going to be going to Wasted Potential.
Yeah, that was a very close win. They really pulled it out. Wasted Potential was able to pull that one out.
Yeah, for sure. And looking into the second round, we're going to be taking things to downtown. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of comps we see come out here. We're going to have Grundy on the Wrecking Ball. Maybe still. I'm not sure if that's just a stall pick. Yeah, they're actually going to be going back to the Diva. So kind of traditional stuff you're seeing here, but you actually will be seeing the legs potentially coming out from Tlio over on the Waypoint Opacity side. So that could maybe stir things up a little bit. Obviously, kind of looking like the same comp coming out here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of strategy for Wasted Potential. So it'll be an interesting look, but actually Good Apollo will be going over to the Ana last minute, and you'll be seeing the monkey pick from Post AJ. A bit of a double main tank run. Things breaking out onto point here. Hulkhammer a bit far forward, and actually Bagel Fire finding a quick pick there, so that's not a bad start if you're Waypoint Opacity, but in the meantime, Post AJ in a very bad spot, and Grundy almost chased and finished that one off, but luckily Post AJ was able to get out of there. Still a pick advantage here for Waypoint, but Hanjo making up for that one with a pick on the Soccer, and this could be a potential fight-changing scenario, but Bagel Fire to find yet another pick, 2 in this fight, and breaking this one open for sure, as Hulkhammer pinning in. Gonna go down here, so Tlio finishing that one off, and Waypoint Opacity looking to mount a pretty substantial fight win.
And that was a convincing win for Waypoint here. They're gonna have the ult advantage too. They got Dragon, they got the Dragon Strike. They're gonna have the Nano Boost. They're close to the beat. They're close to the bomb, and all they got on the side of Wasted is all they got is a slam. They're close to Nano, the pulse bomb too, but ult advantage definitely gonna be for Waypoint.
And you're going to be seeing the Dragon come out here as well. Pretty early Dragon, but that's actually going to be getting a couple people up mid. Bagel Fire to find 2, and the Nano Boost came out on the Hulkhammer as well, and that's pretty much going to be all for naught. However, Wacko did throw out a counter Nano Boost, so both Nanos going to be out of the fight here, but it's actually going to be a bit, if we're talking support ults, battle to beat drop as Siren. He has his. So, Hanjo does have a Pulse Bomb, however, so if you could potentially get a pick with the Lucio, onto the Lucio with the Pulse Bomb, you might be able to push into this one as Siren looking to be in a pretty tough spot here, but Nonetheless, the fight will be breaking out. Post AJ and Hulkhammer trying to push into this front line, but the High Noon just trying to slow that one down. Cleo finding 2 picks, and these DPS ultimates have been huge on downtown so far for Waypoint, as 2 more to fall. Grundy will have the Diva Bomb and Soccer Slayer to have the Shatter as well.
Still, Waypoint here with the ult advantage. It's going to be tough for Wasted to come in at this point. It's going to be extremely difficult for them. They do have a few ults on their own. They have the Beat, they have the Dragon Strike, and the Pulse Bomb. Maybe looking to get some openings there. Here comes the fight.
Yeah, for sure. The
getting
Beat
dropped down.
coming out. Yeah, Wasted Potential looking to break into the fight here, and the Shatter coming out, but it's not quite going to find anyone. The Diva Bomb coming out, however, and a Dragon coming out from Chow. Chow to find 2 with that one, actually. So Cleo and Grundy going to go down, but 4 picks coming out here from Waypoint Opacity in the meantime, and that's fantastic. That's exactly what you want. The Dragon came out, and even still, a nice hold here.
A bit of a difference from the first round. Convincing win for Waypoint here. They were able to pull it out with their good use of ultimates, and it was not even a single % for Wasted, which is something we did not see last.
Yeah, for sure. Just definitely a shift in power here, and you're obviously going to be seeing the final conclusion of that on this third point here, Sanctuary. The comps looking to kind of stay similar, and really it's just been a battle of these mirror matchups so far, but obviously we saw Wasted Potential look a lot worse than they did on the first map there, as it was a very clean round for Waypoint Opacity.
Yeah, Wasted was able to find some picks that last round, but they weren't able to win the fight. Like, I don't know if they just had some trouble following up, but their DPS were finding some decent picks.
For sure, and also we saw the pick from Bagelfire come out to start the round, and maybe another one here could really put the nail in the coffin and gain some huge momentum for Waypoint to actually come back and sweep this map. But for now, you're going to be seeing the fight kind of break out over towards the Bongo on that right side. We've seen it happen so many times here, and a big fight going down. No picks coming through, however, so it'll be a bit of a silent start to this match. Just trading damage on the opposite side. Yeah. Control of the point will be going
there.
Over.
It is.
But in the meantime, Cleo.
Going to be picking up for them.
So Cleo actually finding Hulkhammer and Grundy to find a pick as well. So the patient play might actually pay off here for Waypoint Opacity, as they are going to find 2 picks and push into this one.
Yeah, and for this next fight, they're going to have the nano boost already charged up. On the other side, it's only at 50%. Godapella is going to have to charge that quickly to try to match the nano boost onto the Rhines and help his team out, help the team take.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the ultimates from really either side here, you're going to see it's pretty even. However, one thing I want to highlight is Siren a lot closer to that beat drop right now than Creighton is, and that could be very important coming into this next fight. Is if you're looking at Mount of Hold, you're going to want that sustained. But the fight breaking out here is Hulkhammer trying to push in, and he's actually going to get bubbled up here, but to no avail. He's going to have to back up, shield breaking as well. So Waypoint Opacity doing a really good job of shutting this fight down before it even gets started, and it's going to be an interesting rotation coming out. They're actually going to be coming back into the way they came, and both High Noons being popped. However, Cleo, this is going to be a bit stronger with that nano boost, and what they do with that will be huge. But whoa, Hulkhammer, the counter slider coming in. However, the shatters on either side, and the beat drop actually coming in as well for Waypoint. So many ults being popped in this fight. The grab's going to come out, and the Dragon to try and respond to that one, but the picks will be coming through for Wasted Potential. 3 picks there, 4, 5. They will be cleaning up at this point and getting a capture.
Yeah, Wasted finally going to get some percentage after that first capture on the point. They're looking to win the fight with the resources that they have, which right now is only Slam. They're close to the High Noon. They're close to the Dragon. The Dragon's actually at 86 right now. He just hit a shot, and it's going to be hard for Waypoint to come to this point with no ultimates online, and they're not necessarily close to any of them. Closest one is Wacko at 65, 67 now to the nano boost.
Yeah, for sure. And you might have to ask yourself here, do we count on Bagel to get a Hanzo pick and just go in from there, or do we try and take a dry fight and get out as many ults as we can? But either way, you're going to be seeing the fight break out here. A flashbang coming through, and actually that's a very big anti-nade coming out from Wacko, and he's going to nano to follow up on that. So the Ana plays actually might be very crucial in Waypoint winning this fight here, as they already have a pick up, and they're going to be pushing into this one. But post AJ is building that grab at a very fast rate, something to keep an eye on, as they are 80 to it at this point. But Soccer Slayer in the meantime going to be taking out Creighton. They go fire to find Hanjo as well, and the cap will be coming through for Waypoint and the picks as well. It'll be a chase down scenario here as Hulkhammer and post AJ on their way out. And
Waypoint here is going to have a big ult advantage once again. And it looked pretty even, but I think that the Dragon combo with the Slam and the High Noons have been big. Have been very big. He's gotten a few 2Ks in there, I think one 3K. And Wasted's going to try to come in here with the Nano Boost onto the Rhine, maybe. They're going to have grab, so the Rhine can swing with the grab. That's probably their fight plan right now. They're coming on the right towards the Bongo.
Yeah, and Post AJ looking to use this grab for sure, but they're not going to be able to build the Dragon in time. But in the meantime, Bagelfire using his Dragon to very well effectiveness. He's going to find the pick on the Kraken, and Grundy and Bagel going to find 2 more. The grab is coming out from AJ, and that's a big one. However, the beat drop is there to respond. So we talked about how important it was to build the beats on these defensive scenarios, and you see Siren putting that to good use here, as this is going to be a locked up round here for Waypoint Opacity.
That was another convincing round for Waypoint here. Wasted's going to have to make some adjustments to try to counter some of the very big plays from Waypoint. You know, Leo with the big high noons, even the high noons where he didn't really kill anybody, he just had to force them all away from the point, force them all behind the shields, force them all around corners, and prevent them from pushing in, which allowed his teammates to get some picks, which is really high value.
Alrighty, so we've had a bit of confusion so far, and actually we're going to be having to take a quick little break, so please stick around and stay tuned. We're going to try and figure out we were seeing some internal issues, so we're going to just look at that real quick, so sit tight, guys, and hopefully you're enjoying the match.
right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a close matchup coming on between Waypoint Opacity and Waste Potential. They the first round of Busan was extremely close, but then Waypoint seemed to pull it out in the next 2 rounds. But Waste Potential is looking to bounce back on Rialto here, and we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. And Rialto, obviously, a map where you're going to be seeing a lot of Pharah play potentially from either side here. But we did see a lot of the Rhine Diva, and that might be something that just stays here pretty consistently. But obviously, it's been a pretty close knit battle both ways, really. And you're actually going to be seeing a bit of a swap up here. So the first team on defense is actually going to be Wasted Potential, whereas Waypoint, or I'm sorry, actually, it'll be Waypoint Opacity on defense now because of the switch, and Wasted Potential, they're going to be looking to attack here. As well, another thing worth mentioning, we're going to actually have a substitution coming in. So it'll be El Mayo coming in, replacing. Who was El Mayo coming in for? Let's see. Chow will be getting subbed out here for El Mayo. So it'll be an interesting round here as Waypoint Opacity gets ready to mount a Rialto defense here. So we'll see how that goes.
And Chow was Waypoint's Hanzo player, so maybe Mayo's getting something here to play some far. We don't know. We'll have to find out and see.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely something worth keeping your eyes on here on the stream. But either way, while we do have a bit of this downtime, I do want to mention our Twitter is @_RevolutionOW. So please definitely go and support us there. You can also find our Discord link in the chat by saying !Discord. Not also worth leaving out here is our Patreon. If you want to come support us on Patreon, you can put !Patreon in the chat. All donations that you give will go 100% back into the community.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter.
For sure. That's how you get updates about our matches and the likes.
All right, we're going to be kicking it off here with, we're going to have, I believe, Wasted on the attack. Is that correct? No, it's going to be Waypoint on the attack. Wasted's going to be defending here. We're looking to see Ryan Zarya from... Ryan Zarya is going to be pulled out from Wasted.
Waypoint will actually be on the defense here, as we did have the side switch coming out. However, we didn't switch the names in the lobbies. So, bit of a cast confusion. These two teams obviously having W names has made it fun for us all series. But... so, we will be looking to get things going here. We're actually going to be seeing a Nano Blade comp coming out on the attacking side. So, yeah, Wasted Potential looking to come out here with a bit of a different look, and El Mayo will be playing this Ashe, and maybe that's what El Mayo was something to do.
Attackers incoming.
A pause coming out,
Stop
however.
The payload.
So, while we do have this pause, I want to also mention that if we're talking in terms of who is our match MVP, obviously we've only seen one map so far, but I just want to mention it now so that you can keep an eye on it during Rialto. You actually do get to vote in the Twitch chat on your match MVP. You'll see it under the stream, and you can vote on who you think has been playing the best Overwatch here tonight, really, and they will come on for a post-match interview typically, so it'll be very interesting to see how that goes down. But for now, we're having a bit of spectator issues as we did swap sides for the teams. However, we didn't update names or swap the spectators, so that's just something we're cleaning up now before the maps gets going.
Yeah, that caused some confusion with my casting, so you can basically just ignore everything I said because it was all messed up. So we're gonna get that fixed out and then fixed, and we're gonna kind of it's gonna be better. Here comes the
For sure.
All right, so Wasted is gonna be defending around this corner. Waypoint's gonna come. Here comes the dynamite. It lands on a few of them. Ryan's springing around the corner. Hulk. Here comes Fire Strike from Hulk Hammer. Wasted having it back up here. Some more swinging coming on. Here comes the dash in. Deep block comes out.
Alrighty, but for now, you're going to be seeing the fight breaking out. El Mayo is actually going to find a pick on the Siren. Actually, two! Finding Waka with a third on a Bagel File as well, so not a bad start here for El Mayo, and maybe you're starting to see why the substitution actually did come in. But for now, it'll be a bit of peace and quiet as things settle down a little bit.
Both teams looking to have very similar ults here. They both gonna have to slam up very soon. The grab is gonna be here.
Alrighty, but for now, we're going to actually be seeing the Nano Blade come out here over on the side of Wasted Potential. So how they actually plan to use that one here will be something worth keeping our eyes on. But the tire's actually going to come out. Bagel Fire will be finding the pick on LMAO. So for now, it might be a bit of an interesting scenario here. Do you opt to use this Nano Blade, or do you just wait it out a little bit, as you'll be seeing a bit of a backup here from Cryptix. He doesn't quite want to go for it yet. And Leo, taking advantage of the fact that Cryptix was on the run, going to shut that one down. As we get ready to get things going here. Bit of a group go coming out, and I like the patient play coming out from Wasted here. They opted not to use their combos despite going down one, and Leo finding LMAO again, so that's the second first fight death, and at this point you have to ask, is it worth just going for it? If you hold this combo for too long, it might just turn out to be a bad thing. But for now, you will see another reset coming out here for Wasted Potential, so...
Toledo's high noons. Toledo's high noons have been big in this matchup. He's had a few 2Ks in there, and there's a 1K there. Here comes the...
Yeah, nice pick for LMAO there, finding Bagel Fire, and the Blade actually is going to come out, the Nano Blade, and Cryptix, he's going to be finding a pick with that already, and a second one for him, the grab coming out as well, but I don't know, going down 3 and then using the grab might have been a bit risky, and Grundy definitely going to get picked off for that one. That might have been a bit ambitious, and now you're going to see a fight win finally for Wasted, as it took a couple goes at it, but they finally got to use their Nano Blades, stick to their guns, and they were able to take that one.
Yeah, it's very difficult to defend against the Nano Blade without a defense bolt. Wasted did not have a defense bolt as they're rocking the Mercy on a combo.
Oh, yeah, and Cryptix going to be going down early, and these DPS getting picked before fights has been a very big pain here for Wasted. They need to kind of watch that, as they're going to need both their DPS to win these fights. However, they will have both tank ultimates, so if they try and go for it, maybe. But Leo, another pick here for him, and Volcamper getting low as well in the Rhine, and this might be an interesting situation.
Please, confusion match.
The Shatter coming through, and despite it being late fight, it was definitely worth it. Some morale coming out from that Shatter potentially, as that one knocked pretty much everyone over on the ground.
Yeah, ults again are looking pretty even. So Wasted here is going to be looking like they have the advantage probably, because they've had a few fight wins, and they have
yeah, Wasted for now looking to get things going again and get a nice pushback in here. They've been holding these tank ultimates for a pretty long time, and you're actually going to be seeing the High Noon come out over on the Waypoint side, trying to get some picks there, but Volcamper, he's going to be locking that down. However, he gets trapped up and picked. Leo taking that one out, and Bagel Fire has been getting another pick here onto Kraton in the meantime. So really, you're seeing these DPS before these fights get so much value, and it's just been fantastic. But Mayo trying to deal with Leo up top, Leo finding yet another pick, and just great DPS play overall coming out here on the side of Waypoint Opacity. But the Nano Blade is coming back up for Wasted, and that would be their opportunity to push back into this one. However, they really should opt to use these tank ultimates. It's been so long that they've been holding these. They actually have all 6 ultimates, so definitely need to start using these if they're going to win these fights, as Waypoint has been doing a very good job of cycling those. The beat drop going to be stopping the tire from doing much damage, but Cleo in the meantime will be picking off Cryptix, another early fight pick for Cleo, as he has just been on it today. The bomb coming out though. Hanjo only opting to use that one, and Volcamper throwing in the Shatter, but however the grab in the meantime, they're going to be locking down both tanks here, but the Nano Boost come out, the Anti-Nade though, and the Shatter, so a couple critical cooldowns coming down that might actually be able to win this fight out for Waypoint Opacity, as Soccer looking to push this one. Cryptix on the back feet as well, and he actually did not opt to use the Blade, and the Nano went out onto Volcamper there, so they need to figure out what they're going to do about this. Do they just swap the whole combo together, or they're going to try and make this Blade work just by itself? Now, obviously, looking at it, you're not going to be seeing a defensive ult from Wasted Potential at all. So it'll be interesting to see, or so, I'm sorry, Waypoint Opacity actually will not be having the defensive ult in their comp. Because Waypoint Potential, they're 33 to theirs.
Yeah, regardless of them having all 6 ults, they weren't able to pull out the fight win, and now the ult advantage is swung towards Wasted. Here comes the
Blade coming out of top. Cryptix trying to get in there and do some massive damage here, but the pin going to shut that one down. Sapphire Slayer saying no, and LMAO in the meantime going to find 2 picks up top, so definitely some good DPS play so far from him, and you're going to be seeing the fight break over towards point as Sapphire Slayer tries to get in and make things happen, but it'll be another pick for LMAO, as a matter of fact. It's, yeah, just a very clean fight there for Wasted.
Yeah, the pin from Soccer Slayer was huge, shutting down the Genji Blade, but it just simply wasn't enough. Here we're going to be getting some... I think they're going to cap the point. No, here comes the top.
Grundy looking to build this grab and use it. That's how you win this fight. However, they're not going to be able to get the point. And Cleo, he already popped the high noon. He will be finding both DPS with that one. However, El Mayo in the meantime, though, the Bob kill coming out. So Cleo, he's going to get shut down. And Grundy trying to push this one over, but Camera looking to stop that. But the grab coming out, maybe a bit of an over ult there, as you really... They have the cap at this point. What's the point of killing them in spawn with an ultimate? Not quite sure what the thought process was there. However, the bomb will be going out, and Hanjo only. He'll be finding 2 with that one. So not a bad ultimate usage there, as Wasted Potential looks to keep this fight going and punish maybe what was a bit of an early grab, as Cryptix will be picking off Bagel Fire, and the push will be coming out.
And here comes Wasted on the treat. They were unable to, they looked like they had the advantage going into that fight, but they just gave up the cap. There was a little bit of a C9 there. Now they're looking to recover here. Here comes the fight. They're pushing in now. The Dynamo.
And you're seeing a potential Nanoblade setup here as Cryptix, he's getting closer and closer to that with each passing second. However, El Mayo will be getting a pick on the Siren and the Tires. That's going to get shut down by Camera. A beautiful fire trick for him. A Shatter coming out, though, that knocks down both tanks over on the Waypoint side. And wow. Not a bad use of that shatter, and El Mayo's going to find 2 picks in the meantime. And the fight breaking out over on point. Creighton trying to do best he can to keep everybody going here, but Siren is actually going to get the res on the Cleo, so Cleo can keep dishing out this damage. Another grab coming out for Grundy. That was a quick one, but can they finish off that D.Va before the rematch comes through? No, they can't, so there might be a bit of point stalling here on the Wasted side, and Camera is back on the point, trying to just keep things stalled out. Cryptix in the meantime, he's going to take out Cleo, and the ball's going to come through for Soccer Slayer, trying to get a pick on the Hulk, but Grundy, he will be finding Cryptix, so El Mayo, probably the closest to an ult here, as you're going to maybe be seeing the bomb come out pretty soon, and Cryptix does have a blade, but if he can get back to point and use that thing, it could be potentially a fight-winning ultimate, but no. The shutdown will come through, so Waypoint, they will be mounting a hold on the 3rd point.
That was a very clean hold on the 3rd point for Wasted. Waypoint was just unable to get done. They had a very good first 2 points, but they just weren't able to get done on the 3rd point. Wasted holding them at around 61 meters, so we'll be able to see if Waypoint can match that. I mean, excuse me, Wasted can match that on the...
Yeah, for sure, and what we saw was a very rough 2nd point attack there coming out from Wasted. They had a really rough time just getting through the defenses of Waypoint, and I think one of the bigger things you can look at there was just the refusal to use ultimates on some of these fights. They would get picked before they opted to use anything, and once they started throwing those ultimates out and being a little bit more confident in their ultimate usage, they really started to mount a good attack and break through the defenses of Waypoint. So I think that's something you need to pay attention to. They can't be hesitating on these ults. They got to pull the trigger.
Yeah, it was very evident. I think one of the fights they had 6 ults, and they still lost the fight because they just held their ults because they thought that maybe they'd get it done with only 2 or 3, but they weren't able to, and they split up their ults, and then it allowed for Wasted to build some ults of their own, and then they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing the Bagel Fire Hanzo coming out again as he opts to move away from that Junkrat once again. And Waypoint, they've been playing some clean Overwatch so far. A nice 3rd point hold. They're looking to get in there and get this one done, but it'll be up to the Rhine D.Va comp coming out here from Wasted Potential to shut that one down. Things get going here. El Mayo laying down some damage up top on the Ashe, and you're going to see the frontline fight break out very quickly, and that's normally what you see with these Rhine comps. However, Creighton, he will be getting a boop kill onto Cleo, and Grundy's going to be taking out Hulk in the meantime, so the res is actually going to come through on the Hulk, so Wasted Potential, they're going to be a full strength squad here. Although, now that I say that, Siren, going to get the swoop on the Creighton, so a bit of Lucio on Lucio action, that's what we like to see, and Hulkhammer forced back here by Soccer Slayer and Grundy's mounted attack, and I think having this D.Va makes you a lot more susceptible once the Rhine Zarya really get their charge and get their combos going, then you're starting to see that play into effect here with Grundy. He will be connected Honto and Bagel, finding El Mayo. The picks are really just all around coming through here for Wasted.
That bridge is very good for boops, as you see there. I think 3 total boops that happened in that fight, and that it's a really valuable resource that if you're the attacking game, you really got to watch out for the enemy Lucio coming with the boot. But Wasted was still able to get the fight win regardless of Cleo getting knocked off the map by us.
Yeah, and Siren actually, speaking of the devil, he's got his beat drop pretty soon here, and that could be huge and just keeping everyone alive on point. But the grab's gonna come out, and it's a big one. That's gonna keep everyone off a point actually from Wasted, so there won't be a touch coming through, and the cap is gonna come out here. But Cryptic in the meantime, he actually took out 2 with that high noon. Definitely something worth pointing out here is Soccer Slayer in the meantime gonna be taking out Creighton and also getting the DMAC on the Hanjo. The high noon coming out from Cleo as well, gonna be taking down good Apollo. So very nice fight here from the blue side.
Yeah, they just had superior ult usage. They just had superior ult usages. You know, the Nano boost on the Divine was huge, and then the High Noon again. Leo's High Noon's been on point this match. And coming into this next fight, Waypoint's gonna have a few ults of their own. They're gonna have the Slam. They're gonna have the D Bomb. They're gonna be able to counter that with the Beat Drop, the Dragon Fire, and the Dragon Strike, excuse me, and then the Slam.
Yeah, and you're going to be seeing both tank ultimates once again. We saw what happened last time. They were a bit hesitant on those. The D.Va Bomb going to go right into the river, so maybe not good placement there. But Elmayo in the meantime finding 2 picks, so maybe it was enough of a distraction for Elmayo to get into the position he wanted to get into there. And now it's going to be a forced backup scenario for Waypoint. They're going to have to get out of here.
They were able to build the window from the Baptiste in that fight, so that's always a plus. They're going to be able to use that to burst down the Vine Shield and then maybe get some picks with their McCree shit and do that. And they're going to be close to that High Noon.
Yeah, and you're going to be seeing a bit of Zarya charge coming out here. Grundy building that early, and so he's going to be able to push up and maybe even get a grab this fight as Wasted. They're on the back foot, and that anti-nade really going to lock that one down as Cleo finding a pick on the Hulk, and the Immortality field was baited out early as well as Shatter coming out, but that won't be finding anyone. Cryptics, an ambitious high noon for the top ropes. He's actually going to be taking out Grundy with that one, so Wasted potential might have some potential to push back into this fight here, and Cryptics making it happen, but in the meantime, the DMAC will come out. Cleo, this McCree work has been absolutely fantastic, and Elmayo will be taking him out to shut that one down. So a bit of a hit scan tool going on here, and the Rhine battle that's going on, the Immortality field thrown out again, but that's really only going to be helping Creighton stay alive here as Wasted potential. Oh, they're going to be losing a couple people. Bagel Fire to find 2 in this fight, and that might be a potential opening for Waypoint to push back into this, but Elmayo doing some good shutdown work to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, Waypoint was able to recover that fight really well, regardless of the picks from Bagel Fire. Bagel Fire had a few nice picks there. They had to use a few ultimates. They popped the BAP window to keep their tanks alive. But, regardless of that, that was a clean fight win for them. They're going to have 3 ults almost coming into this fight to keep them on good list. And Wasted's going to be able to have the High Noon, which has been huge. And Grundy's going to have the grab.
Yeah, and you're going to see the Bob come out from Elmayo as well. Potentially that could break things open. Obviously, Bob no longer a sleepable ultimate, so Wasted potential. Have some potential to make a pretty good fight happen here, but in the meantime, Bagel actually going to be taking down Elmayo before that Bob can come out, and that could be a huge momentum thing here for Waypoint to push into this one. The bomb going out from Hanjo only. That could find a couple, but not quite. The Shatter in the meantime, though. Nice little combo play there, and the grabs can come out in response. The Immortality field covering them on that one, though, and a nice beat drop as well, just to really sustain here, and maybe a couple too many ultimates. That's a big Shatter. Yeah, Soccer Player knocking down so many of them there, and the anti-nade to follow up on that one as well. So Waypoint finding the picks they need to keep this one going.
Clean fight win for Wasted. That's all I have to say. That was very clean. They used that slam from Soccer Slayer was absolutely huge. They were able to knock down 4, and then the anti-nade to follow up was just big. They're looking to capture this point here with out of recontest, but it looks like Waypoint is going to come with the recontest here.
Yeah, Wasted on the back foot, and you're already seeing a DMAC come through. It's Leo. These before the fight picks have been huge. We've been talking about it all game, and Grundy taking out Hanjo and Hulkhammer in the meantime. So really dealing with these tanks in the Zarya, and you're starting to see why Zarya may be the better option for Rialto potentially, as the Zarya v D.Va matchup has been going Grundy's way for a majority of the map here, and you might be starting to see what could be a 3rd point capture here for Waypoint.
That was just a very clean fight win for Wasted. Very, very clean once again. And here comes the High Noon.
Yeah, High Noon and Cleo really trying to just keep the positioning here so that they're in an advantageous spot going into the next fight. But Cryptix, he's going to be able to hold on to his, and since Cleo didn't get many picks with that one, or any for that matter, Cryptix has a pretty good opportunity here, and yeah, you're going to see it come out. Cleo going down, and the Baptiste ultimate coming out as well, but in the meantime, the grab's coming through. Wasted trying to mount their final hold defense, as Soccer Slayer still pushed up a bit too far maybe, but he's actually going to be finding picks. Siren finding Hanjo only, and Cleo finding Hulkhammer as well, so the picks are coming through for Waypoint. 3 for Cleo. Wow, that was a quick one for him, but he's going to be wrapping this one up, and the cap will be coming through for Waypoint. And that'll be the
Another clean map for Wasted, or excuse me, Waypoint.
Yeah, Waypoint winning two.
Play
Two maps for them. And it'll be interesting to see just how the mental game comes through here, because obviously you're going to be seeing Waypoint go up two maps. So if you're Wasted Potential, you had a pretty nice substitution. I thought El Mayo showed a lot of promise on the Ashe, so you stick with that. It remains to be seen, but for now, it'll be interesting to see how they come back from being down 0-2. Can they really turn things around, or is Waypoint just going to steamroll right through? Now, obviously, keep in mind, this is a best of 5 series. However, we do play 4 maps, so even if Wasted Potential drops this third map and Waypoint actually goes up 3-0, we will be seeing a fourth map conclusion. But for now, things settle down here as we get ready to go into our next map, which will be announced pretty soon. So yeah, it'll be Temple of Anubis here, and might be going into this map a little bit quicker than the last one. Obviously, a bit of a break between. We had some internal issues, as I mentioned, but you'll actually be seeing Post AJ sub in for Whole Camera. So a bit of a different tank look here. Wasted has been definitely cycling around their tanks pretty much all match, and yeah, Tang Lang coming back in as well. So it'll be a different tank look all around here for Waypoint and or for Wasted rather. And so yeah, they're just trying to change things up really and see what works. More so just because obviously you're going down two, you want a different look. And when you bring in new guys, fresh faces, they obviously have that mentality of, in their minds anyways, it's a 0-0 game right now. As you know, Tang Lang in particular, I don't think has touched the game yet. He hasn't been in the game. So for him to come in now and maybe start mounting some wins, that's big momentum. You know, something, you put something in, you change things up and it works. Obviously you go with that. So
Yeah,
definitely.
we've been seeing a lot of Ryan Zarya, Ryan Diva matchups, but on this point, the defense is really Orissa's really strong. The defense of Anubis, and it's gonna be interesting to see what the attackers try to push into that if they end up going Orissa. Maybe we'll see the Ryan
Absolutely,
Diva.
yeah. And Wasted Potential, obviously, we saw some Nanoblade comps coming out from them on Rialto. So you have to ask yourself, do you think they're going to run it back with those? And Temple of Anubis, obviously, a very good Genji map if you want to do that. I personally love playing Genji on Temple of Anubis. I don't know about you, Abuse, but I can't go a day without it. So it'll be interesting to see just how much composition differences we'll see, especially with the different tank look coming out here from Wasted. It'll definitely be an interesting look.
Yeah, we're gonna see some very different comps in this game. We can assume. And, maybe they'll keep the Nano Bleed combo. Maybe they won't. I personally think they're going to go on to the Orisa on the defense, and then we'll have to see what the attack tries to bring out. Maybe they'll go Wrecking Ball to try to break that up. Maybe we don't know. Maybe we'll just stick with the Ryan Diva. We'll have to.
Yeah, and another thing worth mentioning for sure is we saw Bagel Fire on the Hanzo, and maybe you even see him go back to that Junkrat that he's been playing as well, because those are two very good defensive heroes. And obviously, we'll be seeing Waypoint start off on the defense unless things change here, but it seems like they're going to be starting on the defense. So you have to ask yourself, if you're Bagel Fire right now, do I go to the Hanzo or do I go to the Junkrat? And that could be a very big difference maker here in this match. So obviously, something worth mentioning also that we probably haven't mentioned at all is there are hero bans in place for this game, and it's just something I forgot to bring up, but I will now. Brig, Doomfist, the bans from last week, really. So Brig, Doomfist, Roadhog, and Sigma all out of play for this match. So definitely something that might clear things up for some of you in the audience if you were wondering why Brig wasn't being played in certain situations, or Sigma or Hog. Oh, there'd be a good place for Hog here. That's because they are actually out of
now
rotation. So
entering the
it'll be
temple
interesting to
of
see also how they
Anubis.
play around that fact and work without a Brig and in other scenarios as well.
Initiating
That might be
match.
why Genji is a good option here, as that biggest shutdown support I can think of won't be able to shut him down.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick look at what their compositions are going to be any second now. Right now, nobody's picked anything, but we're going to be figuring out what they're going to be playing out very.
Yeah, for sure. And it's always worth looking at the defensive team first. Obviously, Waypoint on the defensive side for now. And you want to see what Waypoint runs here, as they will obviously be running towards point A to defend it. So normally their swaps aren't as much of a troll. Whereas if you look over on the Wasted side right now, you're going to be seeing a Sim Bastion. So that's essentially why you want to pay attention to Waypoint here.
Yeah, and the Orisa, as I predicted, was going to be brought out on defense here. They're going to see they're going to hold on the little platform that overlooks the attackers on the entrance into the point here, and they're
Yeah,
going to be laying down some fire and some poles, and maybe Leo can get some left clicks into the poles, and maybe
the Orisa Diva look too, like you said, coming out And so Orisa play on the defense, and actually Bagel, he did elect to pick that Hanzo rather than going with the Junkrat, and Tlio, he's going to just be sticking to the McCree, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and the normal combos for Orisa are usually Sigma and Hog, but they are banned, so they can't play them. So they're going to be bringing out the D.Va.
Yeah, but you also do see a lot of D.Va, and actually it'll be a lined-up teleporter coming out here. They're going to try and take the high ground, and that pin coming in as well. Post AJ, that might have been a bit ambitious. The Bagel Fire shutting that one down early, so the fight breaking out a little bit sooner than we thought, and these Sim TPs always interesting to see, especially on a map like Anubis with so much high ground, and Leo going to get a shutdown in the meantime, taking out Hanzo only. So Waypoint, their defense is going good so far.
Yeah, that teleporter play was very questionable, and the pin onto the Orisa was also very questionable because, you know, Orisa has her Fortify, which makes her immune to pins. She can't really get pinned. So they made quick work of the Rhine post-jabs there, and that fight was over from this.
Yeah, and now you're obviously going to see a very good ultimate advantage here potentially for Waypoint, and actually the monkey swap coming out for Wasted, so a bit of a different look, and they will be going to the McCree as well, so swapping off this Sim thing that they were going for originally, and the dive is going to be coming through here. Waypoint looking to respond to that one quickly, but Grundy, he's going to be chipped down to a pretty low health bar here, so Wako going to heal that one up, and actually very close to the nano key, and good Apollo in the meantime also getting there as well, so it'll be interesting to see which nano comes out first and how soon they elect to use that. But in the meantime, Hanzo only will be picking out Soccer Slayer. So Wako going to be throwing for the nade, and good Apollo throwing in the nano as well. So both nanos being used on either side, and the fight breaking out on a point. Cleo to find the pick on the post AJ, and Grundy trying to get out here, but Elmayo trying to deal with that up top. And if they can get this pick, yeah, they can stagger out Grundy for a pretty long time as well.
A lot of golds coming out here on the attacking side, and they still weren't able to capture the point. So, not good.
2 CP as well. You're seeing the 2-second respawn, so it actually wasn't worth staggering out Grundy too much. So you're going to see him taking straight out, but for now, we'll be seeing a bit of an ultimate advantage potentially, actually, as some swaps did come through on the defensive side. Waypoint electing to a Moira look, except they will be keeping their Lucio, so a beat drop could shut down any potential Dragon or High Noon plays, but Tanglang coming up on that D.Va bomb, and CJ doing some pretty good work on the monkey as well. So the dive has definitely been a better look for him. But Hanzo in the meantime going to be finding Grundy, and Elmayo to pop the High Noon here. He might actually get a pick up that one. Yeah, he's going to find Cleo, and they're going to be pushing in very quickly here if you're wasted. Obviously, you want to get them before the respawns come through, and Waypoint trying to back up to the side of the point here, and the ball will be coming out, so definitely looking to play this game like a stall scenario early, and Bagel Fire to find a pick on a great, and so that's going to be a big way to re-enter into the point here, and Grundy to find a pick on the Hanzo, but hey, El Mayo from the back will be taking out Grundy, but it doesn't matter. It seems like Waypoint has enough picks to defend here.
Yeah, the Mei swap was huge. The dive comp can't really go. It's extremely difficult for a dive comp to go into Mei. As a main tank player myself who enjoys playing monkey a lot, it's always a pain seeing the Mei come out on the other side because whenever you dive in, you just get frozen. Your bubble can't really stop the Mei if she's inside of your bubble. Unless you have really good team coordination, it's hard to dive in.
And Bagel Fire going over to the Junkrat now, so a bit of a different defensive look, and Elmayo actually pulling out the Russo on the other side as well, and the Reinhardt coming back out here, so the dive will be swapped up. They saw the May and they're going to respond accordingly, so definitely good adaptation coming out here from Wasted as the fight looks to get going, and Bagel unloading some mines down main. It's actually going to be 24 to his higher after only just swapping. That's just goes to show how fast Junkrat can go to roll sometimes, but good Apollo will have some enemies here, so let's use that one, and maybe there could be a pretty good attack coming out here, but it seems like it'll just be a shutdown scenario here at Waypoint. They're going to take this.
Yeah, Waypoint made quick work of that fight, only using the coalescence. They're still going to have the slam out. They're still going to have the beat very soon. They're going to have the blizzard very soon, and the D.Va bombs coming up very quickly too. And on the opposite side, good Apollo
as well, but it shouldn't matter too much as both support ultimates will be up here for Wasted, and that's going to be a good opportunity to sustain a point. However, something worth paying attention to is Tlio, who actually went over to the Mei, will be coming up on their Blizzard, and that's going to be a very big ultimate to help things stay a bit slowed down on the B point, as it's very hard to mount an attack against the Blizzard. Mei, a very strong hero right now in the meta, has been for a while, but you actually will be seeing a couple ultimates on either side here, really, as this will be a big ult fight. The Fire Strike coming through up main, and
Shatter will be built for post AJ here. He's actually going to drop that one pretty early, but in the meantime, Bagel Fire going for the tire, but the High Noon coming out, and that's going to catch Cleo, so there won't be any Blizzard opportunity, but in the meantime, Grundy finding El Mayo, but the Nano going out onto Hanjo only, and he could get a couple picks with this one. Good Apollo elected to use that, and they're still going to be trying to win this one out here for Wasted, as even though they went down one, they're just trying to make it work, and the Coalescence coming out in response. Wacko trying to shut this one down before it gets going, but Hanjo in the meantime finding another pick on the Cleo, so Wasted having a pretty good opportunity here, but their tanks are getting very low on HP, and yeah, not getting healed up quite in time. So, but the High Noon coming out from Hanjo, gonna lock things down with another 2 picks, but in the meantime, Soccer Slayer gonna be taking out Tanglang after the D-Max, so they will have a pick coming back into this for Waypoint, but Hanjo only keeps coming with these picks, 2 more for him, and post AJ finding one on Owako, and in the meantime, good Apollo gonna pick up good Soccer Slayer as well, so Grundy, one of the only people left here on the ball, and Siren gonna get shattered up as well. So the tire to come out, that was another quick tire from Bagel, but Pyre obviously does not solve the point out, and it will be a cap for Wasted.
Hanjo only was playing very well at that point. The Mei was coming out on the first one, and she had the Blizzard up, or he had the Blizzard up, and that could have been a game changer, but he was able to get the stun and the right click on, which, as we know, is a one-shot, and all of us who play Overwatch and has played against McCree know that it's extremely annoying to go against, but that is a one-shot, and that will take you down quickly, so you got to watch out for that. And that was able to take down the Mei and take out the Blizzard for another 10 seconds on the respawn, and that was able to help them take the point, because when he respawned, he was the only one on point, so he couldn't really follow up, and everybody just moved away from the Blizzard, and they were unable to retake.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see if they stick with the Orisa look, just like Waypoint did on their defense, but a bit of a different look, actually, for Wasted. A dive defense, so they're going to be seeing a Pharah Mercy comp come out here with a Tracer and an Ana and Monkey Diva. So how this actually pans out for them, it'll be interesting to see, because obviously they're not going to have a defensive ult. So if Tlio actually decides to stick with the Soldier, a Visor could be huge. You're going to be taking out a Pharah Mercy potentially, and there's going to be no defensive ult to shut that one down. So this might have been a very good comp option here for Waypoint, as it'll be a dive defense like we said. So Tlio, he has a good opportunity.
Yeah, we're going to see Soccer Slayer on the Rhine again. That's been pretty much what he's been playing this entire time, and so we're going to see how that matches up against the dive comp in the far. He might bring out a switch pretty early, but they're looking to make it work.
Yeah, and Hanjo doing the damage on Pharah early, and Tlio actually decided to stick with the Soldier like we were talking about, so he could potentially get a big Visor like we said, so definitely something to keep your eye on. But the rotation coming out early here, actually, Waypoint, they're going to make their way up top, and they're actually going to pick for their efforts, but in the meantime, Hanjo to find Siren, yeah, the picks are really going to come through. This far is paying off big time.
Yeah, we're going to expect some swaps coming from the Waypoint side. Correct, because we don't know. The Reinhardt's going to have a very difficult time dealing with the Far shooting from her from behind, and then the Monkey zapping him through his shield, and then the Diva also there displacing him.
Yeah, and Hanjo going to have a barrage here, so Wasted, they could have a really good defense here with that barrage. As it's basically just a free fight where they are right now. As long as Grundy doesn't eat up too much of it, 1 or 2 picks is really all you need to hold this one. But for now, you'll be seeing a bit of an up-top look here, and Hanjo looking to drop in on that barrage at any moment here, but Wacko and Grundy both ready to respond to that one, it seems, so might have to back up for now, and yeah, they're going to elect to do just that. Up-top rotation coming out here, but the anti-nade and the barrage combo, that was beautiful execution, good timing on that one, and Hanjo, he'll get 2 because of such a great setup play there. Really good team coordination there from Wasted, as they got the anti-nade in there and then decided to drop the barrage accordingly.
Here comes the stagger on the Grundy, the baby Diva. Can't really do anything once she gets the mech. She's just going to get staggered hard. Here comes the mech. I don't know if she's dead. See, the anti-nade was just huge that fight. The anti-nade just won them that fight, and then the barrage came in. Were able to make quick work of the anti-naded opponents, and Grundy couldn't really D-matrix everything. So
it's a good way to burn the clock for sure, and you're going to see a mid-push coming out here, but Hanjo finding another pick on this Pharah, and you have to ask yourself if you're Waypoint right now, do we swap to maybe another hit scan to deal with this? Because Hanjo has just been on fire, to say it bluntly, and for now, Grundy's trying to just keep things going on point, but obviously there's not going to be much of an opportunity here for a Waypoint, but actually Grundy will be finding AJ, so that could be huge for the next fight, but Apollo should be able to res that one up, and yes, she will, so reset coming out here for Waypoint. They will have the Visor going into the next fight, and this is the big ultimate we talked about, as there's going to be no answer for that one, but how they actually plan to execute on that one will be interesting to see. Both AJ and Tangling having the tank ultimates to potentially shut down a big visor. Actually, that's going to get popped pretty early here as Cleo, he goes right forward, and Hanjo only going to go down because of that, and El Mayo forced to back out after using the pulse bomb. So the pick will be coming through for Waypoint, and they could potentially have a fight win off of that one. The Primal coming out, the bomb as well, and that actually is going to find Cleo. So yeah, Cleo going down, and El Mayo trying to get in there on the Tracer as well. The Nano Monkey Primal coming out as well. And Grundy to find a pick on a good Apollo. So the Mercy being down here for Wasted, that's really going to hurt. And Waypoint looking to just force their way into this with the beat drop as well. But in the meantime, you're going to see El Mayo on point trying to deal as much damage as possible and keep things going. Hanjo as well, still up top, dishing out the damage. Close on the barrage as well, which could potentially flip things here. As Soccer Slayer getting pretty low, but Cleo's going to take that one out. And that was really good response there. You knew that the Soldier was going to pay off eventually, and it was only a matter of time. And Cleo making it work on that fight.
Yeah, regardless, they didn't really have the ult advantage that fight because they threw out the Nano the fight before after they were down already. They were already down 3, and they made the quick swap out of Moira, which helped the sustain against the Far. And so, regardless of their ult disadvantage, they were still able to pull out the fight win.
Yeah, and obviously we saw both points captured on the Wasted side, so the same thing has to be done here if you're Waypoint. How you go about it is obviously up to them, but you will be seeing the barrage from Hanjo, so a very similar situation earlier, except Grundy's going to be the only answer to that one, and Hanjo finding Cleo early, as a matter of fact. But yeah, with only the DM to answer to a potential barrage here, as you swapped off the Ana to go for Moira, so Waka won't be able to sleep that one up, obviously, so it'll be an interesting fight.
Yeah, and the ult advantage here on the defending side, for sure. They're going to have the barrage up. They're going to have the Valk up very soon. The Primal Rage, which will displace them all around. That's going to be up very soon, and here comes the fight.
Yeah, and getting displaced with the attacker is one of the worst things that can happen. And the barrage being dropped in from a pretty long range, but that's actually not so much of a bad thing as Hanjo's able to stay alive, and that's what you want on the defensive side. You just want to make it as hard as possible to push in, do as much poke as you can on their way in. But I would say that a barrage is maybe a bit more than poke. It's just a full unleash of rockets.
That was just a drive push for a Waypoint. They were looking to force out the barrage, and that's exactly what they did. And so maybe they're going to come into this point with the Coalescence up and try to win this fight. But on the defending side, they're gonna have the Primal Rage and the Valk up. Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult for them to push in.
Looking at time bank here, they're really going to have maybe a 1 or 2, 3 fights at best. So this is gonna have to be a fight that they make count. But Wasted already shutting that one down potentially with 2 picks. Taking out Siren is huge. If you're not gonna have that beat drop to sustain on point. Soccer dropping in the Shatter though, and he's actually gonna go ahead and knock over Tang. So that could be a big way to get things going here. But Waypoint, despite finding the picks, just does not have enough sustain right now without Siren to keep this thing going. So it'll be the picks coming through here, the Coalescence coming out as well. So Wasted really making sure they lock down this point B, and Grundy's probably going to get staggered out again.
Waypoint was able to find a few key picks, but it was just after Lucio died pretty early, and they can't win the fight without that kind of sustain. Their Lucio was just huge, and he could have had beat drop up in that fight, and that would have been a huge help for them, but they just didn't have that, and then it was quick work for Wasted on the defending side.
And you're already seeing another barrage potentially for Hanjo, and we talked about how swaps may have to come through. Well, Cleo actually decided to go into the McCree, so that might be a bit better at dealing with this, and you can obviously flashbang the barrage if she gets a bit too close on that one, and Hanjo will be building that one for this fight, so how early they elect to use it will be interesting to see. The barrage actually going out pretty early, and Siren going down again with that beat. That's exactly what you're going for as Fafara in this situation, but the bomb coming out in response, post AJ gonna go down, and despite trades coming out for Waypoint, you don't need to be trading. You need to be killing all 6 of them as quick as possible to get on the point. Because even losing 1 member can just be absolutely huge, and a defense mounting, a stagger, and coming back into it.
Yeah, the defense on the 2 CP, all it takes is 1 pick. Once you get the close respawns, it's extremely difficult for 5 players to come in and win the fight against 6 players, even if you get a pick early or 2 picks early, because they're just going to come in so quickly with those respawns.
Waypoint going as quick as possible. Obviously, they want to cap with time in order to guarantee that they have another fighting round here, but that might not be possible as there's 30 seconds on the clock already, and all Wasted has to do is just play the long game and potentially even win a fight, as Hanjo already 50 to the next barrage, and Tang going to be having that Diva Bomb, so how they execute on these ultimates will be very important to see. Hanjo actually going to get bursted down there by the Coalescence and Grundy to finish that one off, so the fight breaking off on a point, the bomb coming out as well. Soccer Slayer going to block that one up though and keep Cleo alive, and the High Noon did come out but didn't find many people there at all, but Good Apollo is going to get the res on the Hanjo, so Grundy, that pick is not going to mean anything now as the res is going to come through. However, Grundy's getting right back into things here as post stage is going to pop the Primal, but now that that's ended, the picks are starting to come through for Wasted again. They're going to be taking map 3.
It takes map 3 pretty convincingly. That Far play worked out really, really well for them. They Toledo's McCree on the first 2 maps were very good, but it just wasn't enough to deal with the enemy fire. The enemy fire popped off, as you could see.
Yeah, and we talked about how maybe a change of looks for Wasted could potentially get things going here, and now they're up a map after changing their tanks out and making a couple other substitutions as well, so definitely something that is worth keeping an eye on is just like they changed things up for momentum's sake, and it seems like it's starting to work out for them as we might be looking at a potential reverse sweep scenario, not
Yeah,
to speak
that
too
was
soon.
that was a very convincing win. That was a very convincing Anubis defense. They held them very long on the attack, and then they had to excuse me, they held very long on point one, and then that gave them the low time bank, and then they were able to snowball that, and they just won the fight, and then won the map in total.
Yeah, and now you're seeing what will be an interesting map 4 setup here is if Wasted can keep the momentum going, we'll be heading to a map 5, and I believe that will be Lijiang Tower, though don't quote me on that, but in the meantime, we have to focus on map 4, which despite us not having the set map yet, we will be getting pretty shortly, but in the meantime, definitely something worth mentioning. We're through 3 maps to play now, ladies and gentlemen, so you're going to start seeing some MVP candidates be talked about more and more, and definitely one worth mentioning on that last map was Hanjo only. If Wasted can start coming back into things here, Hanjo's Pharah was a very big reason. And it's definitely something worth keeping your eye on after that third map. But even still talking about just the consistency of Waypoint on these DPS, Bagel Fire and Cleo have been dishing out the damage all game. So really it could go either way with these MVPs on the DPS side of things. And good tank and support play all around as well. So we'll definitely be highlighting them later. But for now, just keep your eyes out on these MVP candidates and really try and decide best for yourself. Obviously, you don't want to be stealing other people's votes or going with other people. Be a leader, not a follower, people in the chat. So it'll be a nice little contest here, but for now we'll be focusing on the map 4, which has yet to be revealed.
Yeah, with this downtime, I'm gonna take a quick second to mention you can follow our Twitter at _Revolution Overwatch, and you can go to our Discord by typing !Discord in the Twitch chat. And you could also follow us on Patreon, and 100% of the donations go into the community. The link is below in the channel, and you could Patreon to find some more information.
Yeah, definitely something that might be worth checking out for new viewers potentially, as we do these streams a lot with different divisions, and we'll be actually be coming up on our playoffs. Week 7 is our last week before the playoffs, so these teams will be battling it out with a bit more at stake obviously coming up. But for now, it seems like Kings Row is going to be our 4th map today, so Pharah, very much still an opportunity here for that to come out. And Cleo's May, which is something we saw a bit on Anubis, could actually make a bit of a return, as Kings Row is a very nice May map. And obviously, Ryan Zarya, probably what you're going to see here from Waypoint. That's probably going to be the look, as Grundy Zarya has looked nothing but stellar so far. Definitely some interesting timing on some of those grabs, but other than that, really like just building up energy and chipping off divas and stuff like that, Grundy's been giving him a hard time on the Zarya. So it'll definitely be something worth keeping your eyes on. Soccer Slayer, probably going to go back to the faithful Ryan, and you'll be most likely seeing Ana Lucio as well. Sirens Lucio, Walco's Ana. That's just been the overall look here for Waypoint.
So this is going to be extremely interesting because the dive for Wasted looked extremely good. That's how they were able to attack and defend on Anubis. They didn't swap off dive once. But King's Row is more of a map that favors the Ryan Zarya combo, as there's tight corridors, not really people you could dive. It's really tight, especially at Streets phase. It just really favors the Ryan Zarya. And as we know, in the first 2 maps when they ran with the Reinhardt, even though they didn't have the Zarya, they had the Diva, they were still that's where they were losing, and the dive is where they were winning. So we're going to have to be able to see if their dive is going to be brought out here, or if we're going to see the Reinhardt matchup again.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely a great point. Yeah, dive, not many opportunities for it on Kings Row. If you're really going to see it at all, it'll probably be on the first point. But again, Pharah definitely still an option here, especially on first point as well. It might be a good defensive look from Wasted to see the Pharah come out again from Hanjo. So it'll be an interesting look here. But for now, we're getting ready to get things going. And it's going to seem like for now, Wasted will be on the attack to start things off. But it seems like we're actually figuring that out now. So we'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, but the only problem with Far Mercy is that on a map like Kings Row, defensive bolts are huge. And if you go Mercy, you're going to want to pair that with like a main support like an Ana, because the Mercy can't really pocket the Far and heal the tanks at the same time, especially on a map like Kings Row. So not having that defensive bolt is going to be huge. Maybe we could see like some Nanoblade combos. Maybe we could see some big high noons. Not having the defensive ult, the grabs are going to be huge because they're just not going to have the defensive ult. And Grundy's been playing very well, and his grabs have been very big. And if they don't have the defensive ult, as I said, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to defend against those ultimates.
Yeah, and Waypoint going to be going back to the attacking side here. So Waypoint will be in red and Waste Potential in blue. Definitely something more keeping your eyes on, as that's going to be a change from what we've seen these last two maps. But on the attack, it's another question of what will we be seeing from DPS. I expect the Tlio McCree on the attack, probably going to be going over the Mei on defense. That's my prediction for now, and I think Bagel Fire is probably just going to be sticking with that Hanzo through and through. It's been doing him well so far, and probably nothing changing there, but the tank look, obviously, like we said before, Soccer Slayer and Grundy are going to keep that Rein Zarya going. Wacko probably going to play the Ana and Siren on Lucio. That's my predictions for Waypoint's comp, but like we said with Wasted, they've had so many looks this game so far, and some have been working a little bit better than others, so definitely in the air what they're going to play. But if I had to guess, I think that they should probably try and incorporate a bit of a different DPS look than what they have been doing these first two maps. Is what they did on Anubis worked beautifully. The dive look, the Pharah look, and maybe even throw in some Mei in there as well. Just change things up and keep Waypoint on their toes.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
So for now, loading into King's Row here, and like we said before, it'll be Waypoint on the attack to start things off on the red side, and on the blue side, you'll be seeing Wasted Potential. 15 seconds to find out what these comps really are going to be, and like we said before, you really want to pay attention to the defending comps. Obviously, the attacker comps stir in their spawn, so they just mess around for a little while, but what you see from the defenders is probably what you'll be seeing when the round begins. So keeping an eye on that, you're going to be seeing an Orisa Rein Bastion Torb setup. However,
Right? Yeah.
definitely
I don't
worth
think that's
mentioning,
the
there is no
thing.
defensive ult, and if you look over at the comp of Waypoint Opacity, you're going to see what could be a Grab Dragon if Grundy decides to go back to Zarya. So with no defensive ult against a Grab Dragon, could be rough. However, Creighton opting for the Baptiste at the last second, so maybe that Immortality Field will be the saving grace for this comp in an ultimate scenario. But even still, we have 2 minutes to play really before you start to see ultimates, so this Bastion Torb might be dirty.
It's going to be very difficult if Grundy stays on this wrecking ball to go into a Passion Torb, because it's going to be extremely difficult to get into there for the power drive, because he's just going to get absolutely shredded by the Bastion. Maybe
Yeah.
he's going to swap over, and there it is. He swapped over to Zarya.
You have to appreciate the different looks we've been getting here from Wasted. They've been changing things up these last couple maps, and it's been paying off really well. The Torb poke coming in early as well, so just dishing out some early damage, and El Mayo going to be the closest to ult so far, but Hanjo actually going to find a pick early on the Wacko. So yeah, this Bastion setup is going to be dirty, and you're already seeing the nice rotation coming out as well. They're going to set up on point to make sure that it can't just be an easy cap for Waypoint, and El Mayo finding another pick on a Siren. The DPS have just been popping off for this fight, and that's obviously what the comp is built to have happen. They just the tank shielded up, and the DPS go to work. Hanjo finding 3 in this fight, El Mayo to find 2, and it'll be Bagel Fire probably on his way out the door.
Regardless, Cleo found a pick onto that beast, but it was just a little too late, and they were unable to win the fight. And the Bastion Torb is looking out pretty good for that first fight. And no real ults over from Waypoint.
Yeah, and Grundy, the slow build to this grab could really bite them later, as you're not going to be able to maybe have 2 opportunities with the Grab Dragon combo. God forbid something goes wrong on the first one, but rotation's still coming out, but it'll actually be Waypoint finding the picks that they need to break into this point here, as a bit of a split came out from Wasted, and definitely something that they would probably take back if they could, but it's too little too late. The Bastion setup has been broken open by Waypoint, so the cap is going to come through.
Yeah, the Bastion was not on the high ground that point, which is really what sealed the deal. That was I don't know if they just didn't have time to rotate up back to the high ground, but that did not work out for them, as the Ryan just walked up to him and was able to get a few swings on him, and he was dead, and that's that.
I expect to see
The
Creighton
bounty field
swap
came
to the
over.
Lucio here. I doubt he stays on the Baptiste, as you're looking at a more Rein Zarya thing. He's actually going to go Moira. So maybe Good Apollo is looking to swap, because I doubt they're going to keep no Lucio when they're running with the Rein Zarya the way they are. As you can see already, Pangalang a sitting duck there for Tlio's High Noon, as well as Hanjo only. So definitely need that speed boost, and they're going to be taking advantage of it over on the Waypoint side, having Siren obviously to speed them through.
Yeah, Toledo's making a very strong case for the MVP candidate. He's had his big high noons. His high noons have been huge, and he's been able to break open the defense and helping them on the offense plenty of times. Time and time again, he's been finding those 2Ks.
Yeah, and El Mayo is going to be having the Molten Core, probably expecting a swap after that Molten Core gets used, but the Shatter's going to come out, and that's actually going to catch a couple here, so not a bad placement of that one from Soccer, but it doesn't really matter if the follow-up can't come through, but it's really all about stopping them from reaching, and Tlio to find 2 more picks. Just beautiful McCree play so far, but El Mayo, in the meantime, picking off Soccer Slayer, and Post AJ is going to get rezzed up as well, so an even fight actually here. So the grab's going to come out. El Mayo a pick with the Molten Core, but can there be much follow-up on this grab? Not really. It's looking like Waste is going to be able to push back into this one, and start getting things going for a nice second point hold.
So the Rhine actually got picked early, but because they were still on that Mercy because of the Pharah combo, they were able to get the res off, and that was able to turn their fight on its head, and Vago Fire accidentally jumped into the molten core of Lameo, and that's what killed him.
Yeah, and Cleo, another high noon from him. Trying to see if he can catch anyone with that. He will catch AJ on that one, so a big high noon from Cleo to get things started, and we've seen that all series. And in the meantime, a pick on a Hanjo as well. Cleo just doing it all right now, and in the meantime, it'll just be a nice, solid push here. Cleo to get the DMAC as well, so really doing it all on the McCree.
Yeah, that'll be a nice fight win. They didn't have to use many ultimates there, if any. I don't remember the next.
Saw the high noon come out to start things.
Oh, the high noon, correct. But yeah, I couldn't even tell because he's at 43 already because of the picks he got, which is really good. He's making a very strong case.
Yeah, he really is, and the Pharah swap is going to be coming out from Hanjo, so you can tell that they're going to what works for them the best as of late, and the push coming through here for Waypoint. They are still operating without a Lucio. Keep in mind, Wasted is operating without one, and that might be critical, but now that they've gone to the Pharah Mercy, it seems that that's not as big as an issue, and in the meantime, Post AJ will be finding a pick on the Soccer Slayer. Post AJ, another pick on the Cleo, and Elmayo to find two at the Molten Core, so yeah, definitely a better look for Wasted on this defense, this fight, than what we've seen going through.
Yeah, Wasted just had the old advantage for that fight. They were able to bring out the Molten Core, which just made quick work of the Waypoint, and Waypoint actually is going to have a huge old advantage here. If you look, they're going to have the Grab Dragon as well, they're going to have the High Noon, they're going to have the Slam, and they're very close to Nano. The Nano charges really quickly, so that 25%
is here, though, could be huge, and maybe we'd be seeing an Eat from Flang come out, but no, the Grab is going to catch the Pharah Mercy, or no, just the Mercy in particular, but Hanjo flanked and killed 4 with the Barrage. Nice way to clean that one up, and the pick going on to Soccer Slayer as well, so a 5k for Hanjo. This Pharah really is dirty.
So even though Waypoint lost that fight, they were still able to hold on to their 2 ults, the Slam and the High Noon, and the High Noons have been huge, and they're still going to have the Nano Boost, which they have comboed the Nano Boost and the High Noon in the past, so we're going to have to see if that comes through on there, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure, and Cleo popping the High Noon here early, as we've seen him do so many times, and gonna get the DMAC on the Tlang, starting the fights with these brilliant High Noons so far, and Hanjo gonna get slept up in the back and taken down, so Cleo, 2 picks to start this fight, really, and just a strong push coming out from Waypoint here as they try and break into this one, but Grundy will be finding Elmayo, and Soccer will be finishing off AJ as well, so the picks are really coming through.
I believe that Nano Boost on the Lucio was a little bit of an accident. I don't think that was very...
Yeah, but 2 picks with the bomb. Tegalang trying to come back into this one, and Wasted, they might be able to come back in strong, but no, the Shatter really locking things down. But the Nano and the Post AJ to try and break things back open, and Post AJ going to get pinned off the point so that the cap can come through. Not a bad way to get things going here for Wasted, or for Waypoint, actually.
So regardless of that loss, they made some pretty good defensive time with 209 in the time bank, which is going to be okay to match. It's going to be doable. It's going to be very doable to match.
Yeah, and what we originally thought would be a very nice hold from Wasted with the Bastion Torb, it got broken out pretty early, and it was, like you said, a bit of a mispositioning from the Bastion potentially cost them that first point, and really, that's where they were really going to chew up a lot of the clock on this defense, and from there, they had to make some swaps. They kind of got rolled through B because they just didn't have the ultimates that they needed to really win out these next few fights, so really, once they could start mounting their strong defenses on C, and at that point, you have maybe 2 minutes 30 you can chew off before the ultimate advantage swings back into the way of Waypoint, and they were able to finish that cap out strong.
We're going to actually be seeing a dive here from Wasted, which is what they used on Anubis to make quick work of that map, and then we're just going to be seeing the normal comp coming here from Waypoint with the Cleo on the Kree. They're going to have Grundy on the Zarya, which has been their bread and butter so far this series.
Yeah, and our first look at Widow potentially is Elmayo is going to roll out on that one, but most likely just looking to get some picks before the round starts. I doubt we'll actually see that stay, but either way, it's very strong pick potential here, as there won't be much to deal with that from range other than maybe the Hanzo. Cleo, he's really just going to poke at the Widow. You're not going to be able to finish that one off from that far away, so it'll be up to Bagel if they want to shut the Widow down early to land a nice pick here.
So the Sonic arrow from Bagel Fire was able to scout that they had the Widow up top, so they're going to be taking positions around this corner where the Widow can't really peek, and then there's a Widow swamp.
Yeah, Waypoint adjusted accordingly.
Genji.
Elmayo going to the Genji with the Nano Blade set up for sure, as Hanjo already getting chipped down pretty low there, and Cleo's doing some pretty good work on the McCree, already doing some decent damage here, and The recall's going to be forced out. The dive's starting to come through as well, so definitely getting aggressive, but you're landing right in front of Orion Zarya, and that's kind of what they want, is Grundy shuts down El Mayo early, and yeah, that may have been a pretty bad spot to be diving in there, is just you're going to land in front of Orion Zarya, you're going to get chipped out.
Yeah, and you can't deflect as the Genji, you can't deflect as Zarya beam, so regardless of him having deflect up, he was still able to be the first pick in the fight from Grundy. And he was taken down, and then after that they had to retreat, and then that was that. Even though Post did find the pick on Wako.
Post AJ hiding in the back as well, so he's still alive here, and I think you know on the side of Waypoint that he's back there. However, the flashbang is going to come out and catch a couple people, so this dive was started in a very weird fashion, but it's actually starting to maybe pay off, but no, Post AJ is going to go down, and Grundy doing the work on the Zarya that we talked about before this match really got started, and the pick's coming through. Siren electing to use that coalescence to really make that Waypoint hammers home this strong defense here, and with only 2 minutes and 30 to go, despite Wasted managing to get a tick here, they're going to really be relying on this Nanoblade to send things here. Is without that, you're going to be in a tough spot.
And also, Waypoint has the Grab Dragon online, and they are not at beat yet, so if they could get that grab down before they can build that beat, then they're going to be able to make quick work of this fight, and they're going to be able to snowball that and build some of their ults. And they actually are going to have the Nano Boost too coming into this fight, and the only thing from the Wasted side is the Pulse Bomb and the Nano to see what they can do with those two offenses.
Two opportunities to shut down the grab here. You have the deflect from El Mayo and potential DM from Tang, so you really need to be careful for Grundy, but Grundy, he's going to get the grab off perfectly, and the Dragon's going to come through to follow up on that one. Soccer Slayer with the double pin kill as well, so Waypoint really locking this one down, using their ultimates to do just that. However, what we might have saw was a misplay here from Good Apollo, as she decided to use the Nano Boost in that fight, so now El Mayo, they're going to be blading by themselves.
But they do not have a defensive ultimate. All they have the Moira and the Ana, which, as we know, the Moira isn't really defensible, and neither is the Ana. So it's like you don't have that power to sustain like the Transcendence or a Sound Barrier.
However,
so
you
the
have
to do
Shatter, which can shut that down potentially. And the High Noon's going to come out from Cleo here. The Nano as well. Cleo doing what he does best, which is trying to get these 4-fight picks, and he will be finding one on the AJ there. The blade coming out of the back though, El Mayo going to slash through grid. The need to follow up on that as well.
Huge.
Beautiful execution despite not having a Nano Boost in that fight to find the picks that they needed to get a cap going here for Wasted.
They actually beat it to support their Genji. Their Genji got anti and was about half health, but the beat came through and he was able to sustain through that. So not necessarily the nano damage reduction, but the beat where he had 700 HP. It's a little hard to defend against that without a defense bolt.
Bit of a Sonic Samurai look there.
Yeah.
And El Mayo is actually going to be going to the Sombra now. So looking to win fights off these EMPs. However, Grundy close to another grab. Do you wait on the Dragon for this one, or do you think Grundy just goes for it?
I would probably say that Grundy's going to go for it because they're going to need to fight win in the street space or else they're going to get snowballed.
Yeah, and Bagel finding an early pick on the El Mayo, so maybe the swap to Sombra did not pay off as much as they thought they were, as the EMP build is going to get very slowed down because of that pick. So for now, it will be Waypoint taking the positioning they need to mount a second point hold. However, a bit of a rotation. Yeah, coming through the right side here, and Cleo may have his eyes on it, maybe? Oh, no. They do. They know exactly where the push is coming from. The bomb's going to get thrown out as well. That's going to catch maybe a couple people in the back. It will. 2 down there. Bagel Fire and Wako going to fall to that bomb. But Tangaline, they're actually going to send some ults in. Grundy trying to make things happen here, and that might have been a bit premature as you didn't have your Dragon for that combo and the Nano Boost to come out in response. So Soccer Slayer is going to go down, and it's totally worth trading the Nano out for the grab. It means securing the fight win, and you're going to see El Mayo building the EMP off of that fight win a bit as well, but still only 36% despite 2 fights going down here. So really slow on the CMP build, and obviously that pick really made a big difference in how fast El Mayo can build that. So definitely good work on Bagel Fire's end of things.
Yeah, that grab that thrown out is really going to actually hurt Waypoint here because they are not going to be able to combo the Grab Dragon. And once again, they don't have a defensive ult. They just swapped over to Lucio, but they're still not going to be able to have a defensive ult.
Traditional pre-fight High Noon coming out here, and that's going to DMAC Tangalang. So some picks coming through here as well, as Cleo's going to find Creighton and Good Apollo. So taking out both supports in the Diva Mac, good value on that McCree.
Yeah, Cleo once again making his case for the MVP of this matchup. He's been going off. He's been popping off, as a lot of people would say.
Yeah, and really, you have to keep in mind that El Mayo still only 50% to the CMP, and you have a minute 25 to go here.
For a while. Yeah,
if you can get
for all point 2.
If you can get an EMP combo here, potentially, that might be their win condition into breaking open the second point. But if there's a spot that Waypoint's going to hold, it's this spot right here. Bagel to find another pick on Almeo. So this Sombra really getting shut down here. And Hanjo popping the High Noon, actually finding 2 picks, and the Dragon to come out in response. So that's actually going to find 2 picks. Bagel Fire responding appropriately. And you're going to see the beat coming out as well. So a bit of desperation, the Coalescence to respond to that one. And both supports and a D.Va trying to make this one happen. But good Apollo getting chipped down very low here. The Coalescence is actually going to help take out both supports. And for now, you just have a Nano Tang on point. Probably going to get staggered as well.
The beat was just a second too late. Like, if he beated maybe like half a second earlier, if he would have saved the Reinhardt, he would have saved another one of his teammates, and they would have been able to push into that fight with the
Little stagger on a Tang. You're actually setting up to potentially have a EMP bomb, which is something that they might have been waiting for this whole time, potentially. But either way, Almeo definitely going to be able to get this EMP because 87 already, and Ensemble with how quick it builds. Unless Bagel hits a miracle shot here, Almeo should have the EMP, so it's all about how Grundy uses this grab to shut down a potential combo before it happens.
Here comes that fight.
Yeah. Oh, and Cleo finding a pick on a Kraken before things get going. The bomb comes out so well, and that's going to find Soccer, and you do still have an EMP online here for Almeo in just 1%. EMP, it's got to come out. There it is, and Cleo to find a pick on Almeo because of that. Yeah, this is so really, it's going to go either way, and Bagel Fire finding the picks they need. Waypoint, they can hold it right here, and yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to take this series by holding second point of King's Row. It was a good effort from Wasted to try and get into things here, but it seems like this will be a 3-1 victory for Waypoint.
Wasted was just unable to combo their ultimates. They threw out the bomb when they didn't have the EMP up. If they would have had EMP, they could have got the Rhine shield out of the way, all the Zarya bubbles out of the way, and they could have swung that fight. But they threw the bomb just a bit too early, and the EMP wasn't there. And the EMP with the 5-man just still wasn't enough. They didn't have enough follow-up after they got a 2 picks gone.
Yeah, really GG's all around though. Good, expertly placed plays and just nades and everything really from both sides and these plays. And it was interesting to see a lot of the swaps that Wasted started to make to maybe build some momentum, and Waypoint responded very well there, and they took the 3rd map because of that. Their 3rd map anyways. And so yeah, a 3-1 victory for Waypoint. Definitely worth mentioning that you can go vote for your MVP once again right below the stream. And I mean, we talked about some potential candidates all throughout the match, and obviously Cleo, a big name that sticks out as well, but you have to also give credit. Potentially an MVP on the losing side is very possible as well, as we've seen it happen before, and Hanjo could maybe bring that one home for just some of the expert Pharah plays we saw in Anubis, and even the flank 5K on King's Row towards the end. And really, whenever Hanjo was on Pharah, they were getting value.
Yeah, for sure. With this downtime, you know, if you want to stay up to date on all of our match times, you can follow our Twitter at _Revolution Overwatch, our Discord, and you can type !Discord in the chat, and they will give you some information there. And for our Patreon, you can do !Patreon, and then it will give you a bunch more information on that. All the donations go 100% back into the community, so make sure you support us there.
Yeah, so for now, just waiting on any potential votes to come through for us to interview our match MVP. But all around, really good games. I mean, we saw nice plays on any map. Busan through King's Row, we saw really just good working with the Rhine and stuff like that. And you know, you don't necessarily expect such good counter plays to come through the way they did for Wasted. So you have to give them credit definitely for how they responded to going down 2 maps, able to take that 3rd map, and they started to build some momentum on Anubis. But unfortunately, King's Row was not a favorable map for them on this dive, and they had a good plan coming out with the Bastion Tour, but unfortunately just didn't work out for them in the end. And Waypoint was able to hold things down and take the victory. That was definitely a well-deserved one on their part, as they played very well as well.
Yeah, Wasted's dive was very good, but it's just not King's Row. Is just not a dive map. They were able to make something happen. They did get through that first point, and they did hold for a decently long time. And but you just can't win with dive on King's Row, which is not good against the Rhine Zarya matchup. And they just failed to combo their ults, like Waypoint combo their ults very nicely with the grab dragons coming through. But Wasted had the EMP bomb. They kind of just threw that out the window, and they were unable to combo any ults and win any fights.
So unfortunately, that is all we have time for tonight. We will not be seeing an MVP interview coming out from this match, but either way, it was a very nice played game from both sides. So really, I think all 12 of them could be deemed MVPs at the end of the day. So definitely a good match on either side, like we said. So really, just a good game all around. And other than that, that is going to do it for us tonight. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will appreciate the continued support through our Twitter, Discord, Patreon, all the things that we talked about. Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.